Recently, I had been to Surat, a clean city with rich history and also rich people. I went around Surat for a day and made a video. So where all did I go? The first place I went to was Dumas Beach. Yes, there is a beach in Surat. In fact, there are several beaches. We don't generally associate Gujarat with beaches, but this state has the longest coastline in India, which means definitely there has to be a lot of beaches. This is a very popular place among the locals and you can see a lot of people here even early in the morning. Mostly the cycling crowd, exercising crowd and people who come to run on the beach. If you're visiting this beach, make sure you come during the full moon days or during the high tides, or else you'll have to walk a kilometer to touch the ocean water. Here you have quad bikes, camels, a scenic temple and a lot of stalls to eat and drink. There is also a long bank of stones which acts as a promenade where one can walk or sit and enjoy the views. As the Surat airport is very close to this beach, you can see aeroplanes at a closer range. Fun fact, Dumas Beach features in the top 10 haunted places of India. Close by there is another beach called the Golden Beach. Well, technically it lies on the stretch of the Dumas Beach itself, so it's just an extension of Dumas Beach. Here too you have quad bikes, electric Eiffel towers, stalls and the promenade. One characteristic about the beaches here is that it's sand on the upper part, then there is mud and far away you have the ocean. Close to the Dumas Beach, there is a very famous Bhajiya Center called the Lashkari Bhajiya Center. It's right next to the Summer Palace. Here you get tomato bhaji and ratalu bhaji. Now tomato bhaji is tomato mixed with green chutney dipped in the batter of gram flour and then fried in oil, and ratalu bhaji is purple yam coated in the batter of gram flour and then fried. Both are tasty. If the tomato bhaji is hot, just open it up or you're sure to burn your tongue like I did. Next, we went to Jaani Locho house to have the famous Surati Locho. Now, Locho is a dish that originated in Surat and is basically made of gram flour. It's related to khaman and tastes a little like it. Here, the Locho starts at 30 rupees, but we had the costliest on the list, which is the roll peri peri Locho at 130 rupees. All the mayo, sauces and cheese were successful in hiding the taste of the Locho. If you want to taste the actual Locho, go for the basic ones. We then headed to the Teen Batti area of Randhir to enjoy the popular Surati street food, Khaosa, which is a desi version of the Burmese dish, Ono Khaswe. We ate from the Lijjat Khaosa Center. Boiled noodles along with sliced onions and spring onions is kept in a bowl. Over that, hot coconut milk soup is poured. Crushed papdi is sprinkled on the top with some chaat masala and is served with a lemon. The one we had is with egg. You can have it with chicken or only with vegetables. There are few more places that serves good Khaosa here. Also, there are some beautiful old buildings in this area. Next stop was the Dutch Cemetery, and on our way we went over the causeway that connects Randhir and Katargam, which is officially called as the Morarji Desai Setu. This is on the Tapi river which flows through the city of Surat. During heavy rains, this road remains closed most of the time as water flows over the road. On both the ends of the road, there are gates which is closed when the water level rises. Dutch Cemetery or English Cemetery or Dutch and Armenian Cemetery is basically a resting place for the dead. Here you have tombs of Dutch, English and Armenian people. You can also find the tombs of some famous people here. One is of Gerald Ongier, who converted the small town of Bombay into a hub of commerce. The cemetery here is quite grand, especially the Dutch and the English ones. Some tombs are basically mausoleums and the architecture seems to be pretty inspired by the Mughals. This place definitely has the potential to be one of the star attractions of Surat, but is not maintained properly. Next, we went to the clock tower in Surat, which is more than 150 years old. It was built in 1871 by a Parsi businessman, Khan Bahadur Burjorji Merwanji Fraser, in the memory of his father, Merwanji Hormusji Fraser. At that time, pocket watches were a luxury and hence this clock tower showed time to the majority of the people. Now the clock is not functional and the stairs that lead to the clock is also closed for public. It was very hot outside, so we went to have the famous cold cocoa from A1 near Chota Bazaar, one of the oldest market in Surat. Cold cocoa is basically a cold chocolate drink and is super delicious. I loved it. It's definitely a must try here. Then we headed to the Surat Castle, which unfortunately was closed for renovation. No amount of requests to the security guard could get us in. We had roamed around a lot for the day and were hungry. So we went to the Bhajiya Omelette Center, one of the oldest egg dish maker in Surat. They serve more than 150 varieties of egg and the taste is also good. I would add it to the must visit list because it's a different experience altogether. We had the Kachi Lahori with extra pav and it cost us almost 300 rupees. Yes, it's a little costly place. On our way back home, we visited the Dutch garden. It's a small garden by the riverfront with some good views. It has a pathway to walk, open gym for working out, a children's play area and benches to sit. One place that remained on our list was Gopi Talao, which we planned to visit in the night as it looks better with the lights and all. We left our place at 8:30 p.m. and when I checked the timings on Google, it showed that it closes by 9 p.m. and opens at 6:30 a.m. So we postponed the plan for the next morning. When we came back at 7:30 a.m. the other day, it was closed and a local said that it opens at 10 a.m. So if you're visiting Gopi Talao, keep the timings in mind. I had an hour left before catching the train back to Mumbai, so my friend took me to a place called, I don't know the name, but we went there to have the Idra sandwich, which is basically white dhokla sandwich topped with a chutney and sev. My friend says this is a unique dish which you only get here in the entire city of Surat. Khate khate baj gaye 8 aur meri lag gayi baat. Just kidding. The sandwich place is quite close to the railway station, hardly a 5-minute walk, so I easily reached the station on time to catch my train. So that was my day in Surat. Now you may say that most of what I showed in Surat included food. Well, that's because Surat is very famous for its food. There is a Gujarati quote which sums it up in a beautiful way. Surat nu jaman ane Kashi nu maran. Two places worth mentioning are Science Center and Jagdish Chandra Bose Aquarium. I have been to both the places when I was here earlier and it's totally worth a visit. Apart from all these, you can also visit the textile market and the diamond market, which is why Surat is well known for. That brings us to the end of the video. If you're from Surat, like the video and share it. Let people see what Surat is all about. And if you're not from Surat, then subscribe to my channel and one day I will do a one day in your city. Follow me on Instagram at Flyjohn and have a nice day. Bye.